Welcome back, Button Club members, to an episode of the Safe Sets podcast. I am one of your hosts, Shadow Fury. With me, as always, is
Ricky Icebeam, and I'm excited to introduce our first guest ever, Karate Kevin.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
Yeah, this is our most recent and first time Button Club Street Fighter 6 champion from the previous week.
That's right.
Congratulations.
Right.
Yes. Thank you.
Well deserved, well deserved. And since he mentioned that, that's exactly what we're going to be covering tonight. So, my brother and I have the best rivalry that we could possibly have currently with Street Fighter 6. And since he won this past week, it was a very interesting story that led us to Grand Finals, myself included with that, from loser's side. But before we get to that and covering how all that night went, the match analysis is what we're going to be doing today so that you can see and hear from Kevin and I what's going on in our heads step by step as you watch the sets. And while we have Ricky's professional eye giving us pointers and tips that will obviously help us grow as players, and hopefully this information will help you grow as players at home. So, how does it feel to have won your first Button Club?
Oh, it absolutely feels amazing, of course. I felt like that it was truly deserved, not to sound, very...
egotistical?
Yes, thank you. I felt like it was well deserved, and I felt like I've put in enough homework, time, in order to get where I am.
Absolutely. What were your first thoughts as soon as you realized that you clutched the whole set?
Like, actually in getting into winning.
Yeah.
Because my question was going to be were you thinking about it while you were playing, or were you, focused on the game, and then as soon as it was over, oh man, I won?
No, so I knew where we were at, and I know at some point when I did beat Ryan said, I thought I had one more. So I knew where we were at, but, definitely being in your shoes, being in winners finals, and seeing them come to me now was interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of seeing them not scramble, but, work very hard to get to me. Ryan worked extremely hard to get to me because I think he had to fight 3 different people in a row to get to me.
Yeah, Bry Guy, Tomato, and Moon.
Yeah. So it was kind of interesting to sit back. I'm one who doesn't like a lot of time in between my matches because I don't want to get cooled off. You know what I mean? My mental state is high and we're alert, so I want to keep that going. And that's pretty much it. Yeah, so that's how it felt. It felt weird to be there and just okay, come get me. I'm here now. So it was actually a nice feeling for a change instead of just we gotta go.
Yeah, and also my question was going to be when you win a tournament from the winner's side, the number of matches you have to play is so much less. So did you notice that I'm already at Grand Finals, I only played 2 or 3 matches?
Yeah, and I thought that was kind of interesting. Again, this was all different to me.
New.
It is different.
All new. I believe I had played a first to 3 before, and so I wasn't a fan of that. That was nerve-wracking playing Moon to first to 3.
Because that was winners finals. And then losers finals for me was first to 3 with
Correct.
Tomato. And then having to reset on Kevin, so
right.
Go ahead.
But by that time, fighting Ryan, I was already comfortable with the first to 3, and being in this position of going for first and second place, I was the calmest I've ever been.
Right, because worst case scenario, you got second place, which is a great finish.
It's a great finish, and the best part of the whole night, not only winning first place, was that Ryan and I got to hit podium together. So,
yeah.
And that was a fantastic moment. We're sitting down right now, and I'm already thinking to myself, if I win second place, I'm still going to be so ecstatic. I'm going to be so happy, and we're hitting podium together. That's already my thought here.
Right.
I'm not thinking about first place. I am already happy being where I am and just seeing us be the best at Button Club for that night.
I think that's a good mental, because that was my case fighting Moon. I know he's capable of beating me, so in my head I'm like, worst case scenario, you get third place tonight. That's still really good. You had a good performance. You have to work your way through losers. And literally, I don't know if they'll even show this, but no, probably not, because we skipped ahead, but right as soon as we sit down and put the headphones on, that's exactly what he leans in and says. He's like, hey, this is our first time podium, getting to podium together. So, obviously we both want to win, and we're competing hard outside of the game, but I kind of had a feeling that, without making it predestination in my head, I kind of had a feeling that you were going to win, because you were playing so well, and it was deserved.
Yeah, I was really playing at some levels very reserved this whole night, I thought. And I was opening up when I had the opportunity to open up. So I played Moon this week. The following week I was at Button Club. Moon beat me, and I watched that matchup a lot in order to beat him this week. So, I do my homework for sure. So
absolutely. Any other questions for him?
So I had a question for the both of you.
Okay.
Before the tournament was finished, when you guys kind of realized, like, okay, we're both going to get, top 3, and Moons is in the mix, how important was it to you guys to make sure Moons didn't get first?
I guess I had a little bit of confidence in me already that I could beat him.
Right, but I guess, because if you had lost to him in, what was it, losers finals?
Oh, was it Tomato? No, it had to have been him losers finals. Because So when
you fought him in losers finals, had you lost, he would have fought Kevin and Grands, and then if Moons had beat Kevin and Grands, you would have gotten third, second, and then Moons would have gotten first.
Yeah.
So almost like a brother team. Like, how important were you guys thinking? Like, okay, as long as one of us take him down, as long as we get first and third at a minimum. And don't let the intruder win.
I wasn't thinking that.
I wasn't thinking that at all. No. I bet because he was already sitting good, so he was feeling a certain type of way, and I knew that was my journey, so I was hoping that I could beat Moon.
Yep.
Only just to kind of keep him under my thumb and feel that I know that matchup and I know how he's going to play. And I think if you go back and watch that, you can kind of see that was what's going on. I beat him pretty simply with what gave me the advantage. I caught him parrying a lot on my jump in, so it became throw time. And then once he was starting to go for throw, I had a counter for that too. So I felt like how hard my brain had to work to beat him wasn't that hard. It was the fact that it was a long set. Of course, he's capable of beating me, but
my thought process was that obviously I have to beat Moon in order to move on, but it was more important to me to beat Moon because the first time I played him last time I was at Button Club, he won. So I just wanted to come back.
Right. Especially after you've done your homework.
Yes.
Yeah. And that's an important thing too. Like, when you play someone who's close to your skill level, and one of you win, and then the week later the other person wins, you kind of get into your head about okay, are they actually better than me and I got lucky with my win? Or is it the other way around? And you kind of want to establish, if I can beat them 3 times to every time they beat me once, then I can feel okay, I'm actually they're the underdog and not me.
That's legit.
So the mistake I made last time at Button Club was that I fought Mike V, who plays jury.
Yep.
And without taking a break, Jared had me go again. And so I mistakenly fought his jury like I did with Mike V.
Yeah, almost like it was one long set when really it was a different player.
Yeah, it can feel like that. The first week Moon had showed up, I had beaten him. And then the second week he came back, he had beaten me. I think that's the week that he got second.
Yep.
And I remember asking him, so what had changed? What's different? And all he had to say was, well, I've been watching the replays and seeing what I could have done better, and that's what happened. So I respect that we've got that back and forth. And like you said, I want to stay above as much as I can and figure that out.
Right. And it's also great that we have the video to go back to every week to do our homework. Yep. And so if you beat him this week, it's he's home doing his homework.
Yeah,
he's watching
exactly, the video. Which should encourage me to do the same. Watch it and see what other little things he's doing wrong that I can maybe pick apart, and what am I doing wrong? Where do I really need to start excelling in? Yeah,
because it's just human nature. Whoever lost the set is going to think about it 10 times more than the person who won.
Yep.
So recently what I've done, a couple of weeks ago, was every Button Club that I attended to, I immediately save it in a playlist on my YouTube account as Button Club, so I can actually see how much I progress throughout the weeks.
Throughout every time.
Yeah, that's and smart. I can see all the different combos. It's really me evolving. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and in real time too, because like you're relatively new to like competitive Street Fighter.
Yes.
So like, as far as I'm aware, like this is your first competitive Street Fighter. The game's been out for less than a year, so this is your first competitive year. It's like your freshman year.
Yeah, it's true. So a completely new game for me. Never played Street Fighter, and playing on a whole different apparatus as well.
That's true.
Oh, that's true
yeah.
too. Learn hitbox.
And you take notes on your phone when you're watching, or is it all mental notes?
It's all mental notes, honestly. It really is, and you think it would burst at the seam, and I won't remember things, but when things are, I guess, this important to you, you don't forget. So.
Yeah, it burns in your brain a little bit deeper.
Right.
Even when I watch other players play Guile and I see something new, my brain's on like self-record mode, and oh, that's what he did. Why did he do that? Oh, I'm stealing that. Okay, so.
Right.
Yeah, for me, the only notes I really take is like if I'm like trying to memorize a new combo or like a new setup or something like that. Like I'll forget the order of like which buttons it is, so I'll write that down. But like if I'm taking like abstract notes, I don't go back and read them.
No.
So if it's an abstract concept, or like if I'm watching a Guile play and I'm like, oh, he put his opponent in the corner and then just did nothing. It's like that's pretty abstract. That's not something to write down as long as I remember it.
Sometimes the act of writing it down just makes you remember it even more. You might not have to look at it, but
Sure.
In my mind's eye, I can almost see it, the text, the black background, the white on my notepad on my phone and stuff like that. All right, so earlier in the night on Monday, Kevin sent me to losers 2-0, which was a frustrating loss on my account, and Kevin did a great job of frustrating me in that match. So what was your game plan goal there, and why were you successful in sending me to losers?
So my game plan was pretty much to get the life lead on you and let you choke yourself out with your own character. You want to throw projectiles, so I just allowed you to do that, and I just parried it, did nothing, sat back and relaxed, and just let the time eat away.
Yeah.
And that was pretty much my game plan for that. So in past weeks, ever since you changed to Guile, obviously I need to go do my homework. You're a top competitor at Button Club, so I got to make sure I do my homework to make sure I'm on top of it. So when you changed from Ken to Guile, now I have to find... I did exactly the same process as I did with Ken. I labbed Ken. All the combos that you do, I watched all of our replays. I found all the open windows. I call them windows. Of things that, you do that I can punish. So I labbed that for weeks. And I found all those spaces, especially the overhead punch. There's a huge windup. That's a spot.
It's slow. Yeah.
That little flip kick that you do. You know what I mean?
The upside down kick.
Yeah, the upside down kick. So these are all things that I've noticed. Also, while labbing Guile, every time Guile throws a sonic boom, if his back is not to the wall, he moves back all the time. So if you're throwing a sonic boom and I'm parrying, you're slowly moving toward the wall, and once I know I have you at the wall, you're gonna want to do something sporadic or rather jump to come get me, or use drive rush to get me. So now I'm prepared for that.
Smart. Interesting. But
Yeah.
fuck you.
No, but it is a smart way to play that matchup, because like you're playing Ryu and he's playing Guile, and like the characters actually have a very similar play style, but the difference is like Ryu is better on offense than Guile, and Guile is better on defense than Ryu. So if Ryu can get the life lead, now Guile has to do the thing that makes him uncomfortable, which is offense.
Yeah.
And so the opposite is very hard to deal with. Like once Guile has the life lead and he just starts chilling and doing nothing, now Ryu's taking risks and not getting rewarded. He's getting punished. You try to jump, you get flash kick. You try to move forward, you eat a sonic boom. You try to do nothing, but he has the life lead, so he's also doing nothing.
Yeah,
it feels bad. So it's smart to be like, okay, as Ryu, I need to take a risk early, get the life lead early, and then sit and chill and make Guile take some risks and put Guile in a position where he's less effective.
Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, go ahead.
And that definitely happened at one point, because once I saw the time and saw the difference in our health bars, then I was like, okay, well, I got to get in at least a little bit and tilt it back into my favor, and then I can maybe, beat him at his own game plan kind of and go back to turtling, but that didn't work out.
There was one thing that I did practice a lot that I wasn't able to try here. I did attempt it, but it didn't work out in my favor, unfortunately.
In the set that sends me to
in some of
losers?
these sets,
Okay,
yeah. I'm not sure where it was, if it was in Grand Finals or if I already tried it with our matches getting you to losers. I'm not sure. But it did fail on me, unfortunately. But there were other things that did work out. You know, when he does the super
Sonic Blade.
The blade.
yeah, and so then I know that my EX fireballs can go through that if it's timed perfectly, and we'll see that here. So we saw it more in the matches that I sent you to losers, but I do get the hang of it again somewhere in these matches as well. So yeah, that was my game plan. And then, not to talk too much in the future, Ryan already knows my game plan. I know he knows my game plan because he straight up asked me. He was like, so was that your game plan coming into it? And I said, yes, absolutely.
Yeah, how I phrased it was that your game plan, like, going into today, or was that your game plan, like, while it was happening?
Right.
You know, like,
were you figuring this out on the fly, or was this
yeah, exactly.
premeditated?
No, so it was definitely my game plan to go in, get a life lead on Ryan, and just sit there and chill, let him throw his projectiles and just parry them. And there was a point in time where he realized what I was doing, and he was like, oh shit, time is running out.
Yeah.
I gotta go get him now.
Yeah. Which is not Guile's strong suit.
Right.
And then wanted to do it, like you said, take the risk in the beginning. So I was aggressive in the beginning, and then tried to maintain my life lead again throughout. But he did a great job with that anyway. So.
Yeah, that's easier said than done.
Yeah, of course. Any other thing else you want to say before we get into what is Grand Finals?
Yeah, so with the start of Grand Finals, you're going to see Ryan pretty much dominating because, again, like I said, he knows my game plan. I know he knows my game plan. And so Ryan's playing a little more aggressive because he has the edge now. And you're going to slowly see me reevaluate and rethink of the whole match in order for me to get where I am. And I did a lot of risky things, and I will mention them as we go here.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm excited to watch this because I actually haven't seen the footage yet.
All right, so, and I also should mention, I haven't watched this yet either because I wanted to watch it with fresh eyes and not, and do that with you guys so it was authentic.
I've watched it twice.
Twice? Yeah? Okay, cool.
That's fair.
All right, we ready to get into this then?
Yes.
All right, so this is Grand Finals. I'm on loser side. Kevin's on winning. And we got to beat him to stay alive. So here we go.
So you already can see he's moving up.
He's moving forward, yeah.
He's moving forward.
But right now, you already have the life lead. Even though it's just one EX Fireball, one combo.
Yeah, and I'm also trying to be a little more aggressive now, too, because I know he's expecting me to kind of
turtle
hang back. Right.
Yep.
I will also say, too, that I saw myself being burnt out a lot with Ryan playing as Guile, and not just in these matches, but ever since he switched to Guile.
Yep.
And I've played you as Guile before, while you played Guile, and I burn out much faster.
Yeah, and that's a thing, like, because like you found success sending him to losers by like getting the life lead and then turtling. And like that's one thing with Guile. It's like when Guile's hanging back and like zoning, he's not good at dealing damage. So what he has to do is deal drive damage. And so you find yourself being burnt out a lot more.
And in that, like, if I'm inside jump range, I've got really long normals.
Yep.
With medium kick, heavy kick, back fierce. So in those moments that I'm a little bit outside of your range and you're blocking or trying to parry and then missing those, that's when I'm also eating your drive gauge a lot too. And then you're so excited to finally get a hit on me that you're like, oh, I'm going to make this hurt. Let me spend this meter, put him in the corner, put a dent in his health bar. So I think that's the that's how that happens basically for this matchup.
Yeah, so like when I use Luke against Guile, I have it in my head that like, oh, like because Guile's good at dealing drive damage, I need to be more conservative with my drive rush.
Yeah.
And like my combo extensions and know that like, okay, like I'm going to get less damage and less corner carry on each of these interactions, but that's better than being burnt out. And even though I'm spending less drive meter and like getting less out of each hit, it's like, well, Guile's also not getting a lot out of each hit either. The only time Guile gets a lot out of a single hit is when he dumps all his drive meter and then combos into level 3.
Yeah.
But besides that one scenario, it's like Guile's also just getting little pieces at a time.
And that differs how he plays from 5, because in 5 you took chip damage. There was no drive bar as like a block meter to save you. So although you could be like, well, he's only, you know, I know playing against you back then, like, okay, he's only doing a little bit of damage, but how much can I let this accumulate? And that's, I think, something that goes through any competitor's mind is, you gonna let them get away with that? Are you gonna let them do this to you? Is like, how long do you remain patient for when you're getting asked a question all the time?
Right. It's like, how many, like, I blocked 12 booms. Do I want to block 12 more?
yeah, basically. And you know you can't shut down that kit from Guile. He's gonna, that's his, you know, one of his 3 moves, so he has to use it, but all right. So there you go. Already in burnout.
Yep. But being aggressive, which is a good thing. When you move forward in burnout, your drive meter comes back faster. And ironically, when you move backwards, it goes by slower. And I think they did that by design, so you can't just walk forward and back and like charge it up. But what's interesting too is blocking booms in drive, and when you're in burnout, brings up your drive meter.
Sure. So I'm burnt out there, and I'm again playing very reserved. And he puts me in a corner. I'm already inputting my level 1 because I have no other choice. I'm burnt out.
Okay, good detail.
Yeah, but you did a good job of like surviving the burnout.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now Ryan's in a great position right here. He's you know, he has the life lead. He has the drive rush, the drive meter lead. He has the super meter lead.
Yeah.
And he's Guile, so he can just chill and do nothing.
Exactly. And I have to respect his wake up because he just got all that bar back, all of his drive meter back. I know he's sitting pretty on a level 1, so I know I can't be just too overly stupidly aggressive. I have to play it kind of smart, so that's why I respect his wake up.
Yeah, you have to respect his wake up, and you have to make sure you don't get hit, because like one clean hit into drive rush into level 1 will kill you.
Yeah, with where my health bar is at too. And then this is also, by this time, you saw a few failed anti-air attempts, and then here is when I'm like, okay, you gotta switch up. You can't flash kick every jump in. Right. I don't know why that's a thing that I want to do, but you know, crouching heavy punch is tough. It trades a lot.
It does trade a lot.
And the standing medium kick is pretty spatial, you know,
it's
specific.
It's better from further away, and when they jump like right on top of your head, it doesn't really work.
Yeah, I'm the same way. When it comes to anti-airs, I just want to show you.
And you've got just as many options as I do, almost, you know?
It's just like the coolest thing. Like,
it is.
I did it.
Yeah. It's like Guitar Hero, right? Like, I got it.
Yeah, the difference being, though, like with Ryu, like you technically can DP every single jump in if you're ready for it. But with Guile, to flash kick as an anti-air, that means you have to like preemptively stop playing neutral for like 2 seconds just in case they jump. And if you're constantly doing that, then you're constantly not playing neutral. Yeah, so you're almost better off being more active in neutral and not having the flash kick. And like you were saying, like being like, okay, I'm not going to have a flash kick ready, but like as the player, I'm going to be mentally ready to crouch heavy punch or stand medium kick or jump back jab or do something. I'm not going to let him jump on me for free.
Absolutely. Nope.
Oh, that was good. You tried to sweep the Sonic Blade.
Yeah. So I'm just trying to be the opposite now. You know, I'm trying to be a little more in his face. You know what I mean? Because I know Ryu can deal out, some punishment. You know.
Yeah, especially he definitely has the damage output for it.
And now I'm spacing my booms and giving this the space after Sonic Blade to like bait him to jump in. I'm whiffing a couple of normals, so maybe he'll think I'm gonna throw a boom.
Yeah, and in the beginning of this round, Kevin wasn't parrying many Sonic Booms. He was just blocking them. Then when his drive meter was getting really low, then he was like, okay, I have to parry.
Okay, yeah.
I'm spending that level 1. I'm giving him space. He's not expecting that. I'm spending it again.
So if we pause really quick, the first one, I agree with. The second one, I think you could have done a drive rush combo to kill.
Yeah.
And have had that bar for the next rest of the match.
Well, I don't know, because I don't main Ryu, so I don't know for sure if you could have done a drive rush combo to kill without spending the level 1. But you definitely could have done a drive rush combo with level 1 to kill. But in that situation, it was like you did one level 1, then you got the wall splat, then you did another level 1 which didn't kill. And that's the one where I'm like, that level 1 should have been the last. That should have ended the round had you spent the drive meter.
To not even give me the chance here, right?
And that kill is a reaction. That's not just inputted. I didn't do that. That was a reaction kill.
Yeah, because and that's something that has worked out well from before. As soon as that is blocked, he knows his opponent wants to be aggressive and punish, and he's already.
I saw you drive rush, and so you do this a lot, especially with Ken. You'll be in the corner and you'll drive rush when you don't have enough time to stop it or get any inputs out of it. So no matter what you do, that spacing, I already know is not right for you, and I'm going to get the punish damage.
Okay. Yeah, the only thing I would say about that, though, is, like, in that situation, Ryan had a big enough gap that your non-ODDP interrupted him, but if that situation was any different, and let's say there was, like, a 2-frame gap, his drive rush normal would have counter hit the startup of your DP. So in hindsight, you should have done ODDP to make sure you were invincible.
Okay, that's true.
Like, you would have burnt yourself out, but...
It's over.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. If you're confident that he didn't have enough time to stop.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Then the ODDP would guarantee that you hit him in time, and that if the window was too small to do a regular DP, which is like 4-frame startup, you'd still win because the ODDP is invincible.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And so this is interesting too, because like it's the final round, but you have level 3 and Kevin doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
So even though the life bars and drive meters are about the same,
that's my only advantage right now, right?
Well, you have a big advantage, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because like the way I think about it is like if I'm Kevin, I'm thinking he's going to hit me with level 3 at some point in this round, so my life bar is already at halfway.
I decided to keep this one simple just so I didn't have an unfortunate drop.
Yep. And it really didn't matter because like now that you've burnt him out and took about half his health, you're at a huge advantage.
Yeah.
So like the little extra damage you might have gotten from an optimal combo, it's not changing your position.
Mm-hmm. And then I'm burnt out also with him or closer to it because of that.
Right. That you should have killed off.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
So like if we pause really quick. So like just like a really easy combo with Guile that you should feel pretty confident you won't mess up is like you block the Tatsu and then like punish counter stand medium punch and then stand heavy punch drive rush until like stand heavy kick and then crush medium punch flash kick would be like a super easy combo, and like he probably would have died before you even finished the combo. But so like similar to the last round where Kevin could have killed you 1 hit prior, you could have killed him 1 hit prior.
Yeah.
And that could have been the difference between winning and losing, especially because Kevin almost had his drive meter back.
Mm-hmm. And he's sitting on level 2 at least. So
and when the level 2 is that high, I see it as level 3 already.
Basically, okay.
Because if he hits you with a button into drive rush, by the time that combo is over, he can end it with level 3.
That's true. He'll have gotten that.
Yeah, so in hindsight, it would have been much better for you to do a simple combo to kill versus the back throw. If he had more health, I would have agreed with it back throw because like yeah, you're not going to kill. You might as well not spend your drive meter, and back throwing gives you the best screen position. But because his health was so low, it's like just end the round.
Yeah. I know we're both playing with nerves in the moment also, and I've had so many silly drops with Ken. And I know I shouldn't let that rule how I play Guile, but I just want to make sure that I like even if it's slightly suboptimal, at least I'm doing the best that I.
It's better than nothing.
It's better than nothing. Yeah. I don't want to say that because I hate saying that, but yeah, it's better than dropping something big.
Right, or like pressing a heavy button, and for whatever reason you didn't actually have enough time to press a heavy button, so we got to block it.
Yeah.
So throughout these whole matches, I'm still just trying to refigure out what we're doing here. You know what I mean? I'm still trying to reevaluate Ryan's new game plan now.
Right, because this was the first match since you 2-0'd him.
Yes. Yeah. Feeling good, shaking out the hands.
You do that jaw thing.
Yeah. So that's a great call out, okay? I do that jaw thing, and I know it's absolutely ridiculous looking, but in my head, I have to say, I don't care how foolish and stupid I look right now. This is helping me clear some tension in my face, in my jaw. I've seen boxers do that before, and then I'd be like, why are they doing that? I had to look it up, and they were just releasing some of that tension. So I know it looks absolutely insane.
You do it more as you get angry.
No, not even anger, just tension. You know, things are happening. It's getting close. So
it's probably both. Like he gets anger and tense at the same time. So.
Yeah. Because it is tense. You know, like
it's like for people who don't play Street Fighter competitively, when you're at a high level, like this is grand finals, like it's an emotional set.
Yeah,
it really is.
So Ryan does the whole jaw thing. I scratch my ribs.
Yeah, he scratches his. Look at there, he's doing it right there. Yeah. Yep. We all have our ticks. I know.
Do you guys know my tick?
No.
I shake my buttons.
Shake your buttons?
Yeah, so like when you have your fingers on the buttons, there's like a little bit of wiggle room to the left and right.
Oh, yeah.
So like I don't know if people think I'm like crazy nervous or something, but like before a set or like in between sets, I'm like have my fingers on the button, I'm just like rattling them like left and right, like to like tap the edges.
Wow, no, I've never noticed that. I used to catch Inhuman John all the time at PCG. Anytime like if I gotten a punish on him or whatever, he would do this, or he would touch his mouth in some sort of way. I don't even remember exactly what he did, but I remember seeing that at the corner of my eye and go, oh, okay.
I'm doing something.
Yeah. I got an emotional reaction from him, so this is a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. The rib scratching. That's me. That's my tick.
This Monday we're all gonna start doing it and laughing.
I know, and I'll like start really noticing it. All right, so that's game one. Feeling pretty good, but I want to get ahead of myself, and
it's good that you stop for water.
Needed that.
That's smart.
Needed that. Yeah, I don't want to cool him off too much, right? But yeah, I need to make that time and space and think.
Good jump.
Yep. Perfect jump in,
Yep, spin the dry rush. Nice corner combo. Ripping a flash kick.
That's right. See you later. Get off me.
And now Kevin's doing a good job of keeping you in the corner and not like pressing too much. Because in Street Fighter 6, you always have to worry about the random drive impact.
So I didn't get the the reaction there. That was extremely risky because of the flash kick. I know he's loading it, but I do it sometimes because...
Yeah, you still have to test it. You have to test me.
Ooh, that's a big mistake.
Yeah.
Like both. So both were mistakes. The OD fireball in my mind's a mistake because you burnt yourself out, and then I'm assuming that DP was supposed to be like a second fireball or something.
It was supposed to be level 1.
Oh, that makes more sense.
Oh, can I go back then to kind of see that?
Yep, so you get the lucky jump in. You get perfect parried.
And then I'm like, I want to do some damage. I'm low in the health. I know, like, I could throw him into the corner, but
which would have worked anyways. But that's what I was.
Okay.
Yeah. So the other thing, if we pause really quick, once Kevin made that mistake and you moved up, I'm sure you weren't sure that a button was going to be a punish just because it was like a really strange interaction.
Yeah.
So like two options, like one option would have been like go for like a button. So like Guile gets punish counter, crouch, light punch, into stand heavy punch, and then drive rush. And that's a 4-frame jab. So like you get a 4-frame jab into a really big combo. But if you weren't sure that you were at least +4, let's say you thought you might be like +1 to +3, then going for a throw makes sense. But in that situation, you should have gone for the back throw to get him in the corner.
Yeah.
Which all this advice is like perfectly valid and rational in hindsight. But in the moment, it's so much harder to do everything right.
Of course.
Well, and like, we play once a week together, and ever since you've come to Button Club and have given me advice, I always try to show that I am listening, so so no one feels like I'm not telling this guy anything. He's been doing the same things for 3 months, So in the back of my head, I know that's an option, but I'm also kind of like weighing out, trying to balance, but then it's all happening so fast. So I'm like, I know I could or should throw him in the corner, but there are times where he says, "Oh, if you can kill, do this, and that." So I was kind of trying to, play devil's advocate, I guess.
Before we get into this, so listening to, the note of listening to Ricky was the person that taught me that I can get level 3 after heavy Shoryuken. And and then ever since then, like, I didn't know that.
Yeah. No, I'm always like that. If you're telling me anything, I want to show you that I'm listening, because I hate telling things to people and feeling like, what did I even talk to this guy for? You're not listening. Oh, what should you do next? I don't know. Go play Pokemon instead. How about that? Hey. That's a jab at Jared. We got Jared so mad one night. He's like, all right, I'm done with this game. I'm going back to Pokemon.
Ooh, bait the flash kick. Oh,
yeah.
Can we pause that really quick?
Yeah.
So it's hard in Street Fighter 6 to get a decent combo when you're in burnout, mostly because we're so used to doing drive rush extensions. but I'm pretty sure Ryu could do like a 2-hit combo into level 1, or maybe even like a 3-hit combo that just straight up kills.
Yeah,
because he doesn't have that much
I
health.
could have killed there, and so I think you can maybe even see my face, like kind of like.
Yeah, because it'd be one thing if like you did a decent combo, but it wasn't enough. You're like, oh, in hindsight, I should have done level 1. But from the looks of it, it was like you got a hit, and then you're like, how do I combo
scrambled.
this?
Yeah. No, totally. That definitely happens.
Yes.
And this is an aggravating thing with cross-ups is like, I try and be as patient as possible to wait for them to get to the other side, and then when I get a reverse flash kick, basically, that drives me absolutely insane, and I haven't really figured out, even in anti-air practice mode in the game, what's my best option. Crouching heavy punch isn't really working for me. Get those cross-up anti-airs.
Yeah, the only other thing that you could do, and it has to be a little bit preemptive, is you can do a walk-back flash kick.
Ah, okay. It'll hold my charge while I walk back for that. Okay, all right. I'll work on that.
But yeah, that's exactly what happened there.
Yep, yeah, that's what it looked like. But yeah, in hindsight, if you could have, done a simple combo into level 1 to make sure it killed, that would have been worth doing.
And I could have leveled 1 after that overhead too. And of course, I try to spend it there, act desperate, but
yeah. And if we pause really quick, like that's something that it's a human tendency to be like, oh, I messed up. Let me try to steal it back by doing a level 1.
Yeah.
But if you think of it logically now, it's like, oh, you didn't win the round and you wasted your level 1. So it's like double bad. Like you would have been better off just holding them down back and letting him throw you 1 or 2 times.
Yeah.
I see that in myself most recently also. Like, oh, I'm going to go for this. Oh, that didn't work. Let me go for it again. Oh, I got punished. Why did I do it again? Why do I feel like I need to really
take what's yours?
Yes, enforce my will and what I want,
Good jump.
There we go.
Oh, that sucks.
I was too far away, and I didn't think the second medium would hit either, so I thought I could still combo it all at one.
You burnt yourself out, though.
Yeah.
So can we pause that and go back actually a little bit? So...
Right here, or one more?
Just one more. So you get him with the drive impact, and he has like 0.1 bars of drive meter left. And so there's, in my mind, 2 things that would make sense from you. Either something simple into level 1 just to get the burnout, or a combo that doesn't spend any of your drive meter into level 3.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you do... I'm trying to think this right. If you do a drive rush in Street Fighter 6... and then you combo into level 1 or level 2, your drive rush bar is frozen during that animation.
Yeah.
But if you do a drive rush combo into level 3, the level 3 allows you to get your drive meter back during the animation.
Mm-hmm.
So in this situation, since you shouldn't be spending any of your drive meter anyways, during either your level 1 or your level 3, you'd be getting drive meter back. But because you drive rushed and burnt yourself out and then did level 3, it was like double bad. So instead, like, had you just done like crouch medium punch flash kick level 3, you'd be at like 5.5 drive bars.
I guess my only thing was like, let me put a dent in here, let me hurt him, and then get him squirming, because he might start playing more radically if he's like, I gotta catch up now, I gotta get this into his life bar.
Yeah, but I think the realistic difference is like you probably did like 200 extra damage and burnt yourself out versus doing 200 less damage and having 5.5 drive bars while he's burnt out, which is much scarier in my opinion.
When I go into practice mode and I'm trying to work on combos that are efficient as possible, I've been learning some boom loop stuff lately, and I'm really starting to see like, oh, I get an extra 120 points of damage here, and then I'll walk up and hit them with a jab that's like 300 and get to see how small of a slice that actually is.
Yeah.
And when I'm cutting that number in half just to... Yeah, I see what you're saying. Just be like, yeah, you only got an extra 200 points of damage. Maybe 3. Maybe 3. But not enough to warrant why I burnt myself out.
Right. And the other thing to remember, like in Street Fighter 5, all the health numbers were based off of like a standard character having 1,000 health. In Street Fighter 6, it's 10,000 health. Yeah. So an extra 100 damage is literally 1%.
Yeah. True that.
The 1%.
No, but I'm saying, like, even if it was an extra 300 damage, it's like, congratulations, you did an extra 3% of his drive of his health bar. That's nothing.
Yeah.
So yeah, in hindsight, once you got the drive impact, I would have liked to have seen you do like a simple combo into level 3 and not burn yourself out.
Alone. Okay.
Yeah, because then you would have had him like checkmate for sure.
And so I did try doing drive impact there, but it didn't.
Yeah, so if you read around really quick, his drive impact punish countered you, which meant that you couldn't do anything. You were still in recovery.
Okay, yeah.
If you
I
got
kind of figured.
Yeah, if you got either hit by the drive impact and it didn't splat you, or if it splat you and it said counter hit. Like if it said counter hit, that means you had time to hit him back, but like you might have like accidentally hit like heavy punch instead of drive impact or something. But if it says punish counter, that means you had no time to react. And so it's really not your fault.
It's not your fault, Kevin. It's not your fault.
And so like once this animation is over, so like now you're burnt out and you have like maybe a third of your drive meter back as Guile, but had you not spent any drive meter, the damage would have been about the same and you would have had like 5.5 bars to play with. Good. That was a good bait. Yeah, because so like I don't blame Kevin for going for that because if Kevin just sat there and blocked, he was dead anyways. And so it's literally a rock, paper, scissors of like, if Ryan does like button into Sonic Boom, I'm dead on block. And if I think he's going to bait my level 3, then I have to literally like walk up and throw him, which is also risky.
Right.
So those are your two options.
Let's just take a look at this face real quick. See this face. So these little breaks I have, you know, here I am telling myself, you are making far too many mistakes and you are now making all these mistakes and losing to a pretty big opportunity. Okay, so now that it's 2-0, okay, I know he's going to reset the bracket at this point. I just know it already. Okay, so and I almost have reevaluated the whole new matchup too late because now I think what happens here is that I win.
Don't spoil it.
Okay, so pretty much I am telling myself, Kevin, stop playing like this. Okay, you're playing fucking stupid right now. Okay. And you're not getting the punishes that you need to get. Like, you know, I could have killed him on level 1. There was a time where I had level 3 and I hit him with an overhead and didn't go to level 3 and I'm dropping things. So now I have kind of just completely told myself, stop being a fucking idiot, play the game. Okay, so like you're better than this. You know you're better than this. Pay attention.
Right.
I'm giving myself a little pep talk here.
Right. It's like you're doing all the hard parts, which is getting his health down to like one more hit will kill, and then like doing the wrong thing at the very end, which is the easy part.
Yeah.
If you're ready.
Which we have a tendency to do, right? I've got you so close to the end. I just want to push you off now.
Yep.
But I'm finding that is also something I struggle with on ranked match or with other players too. Like I'm just too eager to close it out, and now you have to take a step back and go, wait, play smart. Because what might be my first initial thought to finish this, if they're a good player, it's going to be their first thought too. Oh, he could be doing this. Oh,
yeah.
Wait, he hasn't. He could do this now. You know, stuff like that.
So yeah, a little pep talk Kevin happening right now. I'm being mean to myself.
Well, and I've shared those frustrations with Ricky also, and his philosophy is usually like just move past it. You did it, it's done. Like focus on what you got to do now. That's something I've been really trying to work on too, like not getting frustrated or bummed out when I drop a combo or made the wrong read. Hey, I had to do something, or I thought so, and it didn't work out in my favor.
Right, like you have no chance of winning this round if you're thinking about the last round.
Exactly,
which is much easier said than done. But it's like if I want to win, I have to like forgive and forget. Like just don't think about it because it's weighing me down. I can't afford to bring the burden of the bad round that I just did into this round.
Even if it's like, oh, I dropped that game-winning combo, I could be over with this right now, right? But now I have one more round or one more game. It really is in your best interest to put it past you and just focus on the problems that are about to come your way.
Right.
Okay, so Coach Kevin has told me, all right, let's go. We've done this already. So now I'm getting those.
Oosh.
Yeah, those better.
Yep.
So that's interesting. Can we read on really quick? Why did you bait the flash kick? So you drive rush? What? Yeah, why like what made you think to bait the flash kick?
Because I know that I'm plus and he knows that I'm plus. Sometimes if I go to do that move, everybody knows that I'm plus and I'm going to push another button. So I just think that he's probably going to do something here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it has happened before.
Yeah, that's fair.
And I've told him that I know it's plus, and this is my answer to that. So now what?
Every time I do that move to you, I know sometimes you guys are going to expect me to push another button.
Yeah, and the way I think about it, though, like, if I was the Ryu doing it, especially there where you spent drive rush to get it, like, because it's normally plus, like, 1 or plus 2 on block, so when you drive rush, it makes, like, plus 5 or plus 6.
I think it's plus 3.
Normally?
If I do drive rush, I think it's...
No, if you do... So it's normally at least plus 1. Yeah. And drive rush gives you 4 more frames.
Yes.
So you'd be plus 5.
That's correct.
Yeah, so if it's plus 1, then the drive rush into it makes it plus 5. And if I'm incorrect and it's plus 2, then it made it plus 6. And so the way I think about it, like, if I was the Ryu player, especially if I spent drive rush to get it, it's like, I spent a bar to be this plus. I'm going to take my turn. If they choose to flash kick me, that's on them. And it's still a win for me because, like, yeah, I ate, like 1,000 damage or whatever, but they spent 2 bars.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. When we played online one time too, someone did wake up DP to you. And I remember being like, take it, Kevin. Like, they spent the bar. Like, I think you were already like, oh, I can't believe I let them do that. Like, no. Like, Ricky says they had to spend bar to make this happen. So take that into your head as, yeah, you got hit, but you have to, like, reverse psychology yourself and say, haha, I made you waste 2 bars.
Right, because the flash kick, the risk the Guile is taking is not worth the reward he's getting. So, like, let's say over an entire set, you do drive rush forward heavy punch on block, like, 4 times. Like, the right answer for Guile is just to take the mix up. Like, take the throw, take the plus, like basically just block and take the throw. Because and this is, like, kind of true in Street Fighter 6. Like, if you drive rush and then throw, you didn't get the reward you were looking for. And so, as the player on defense, when someone drive rushes and you block it, it's like, by blocking and taking the throw, you're taking the wind out of their sails. And the opposite is true. Like, if I drive rush and then do a button and I block and they flash kick, that's, like, better than I was expecting. That's like too much reward, more than I deserve.
Oh, wow.
And so the way I see it is, like, if you did it 4 times and you flash kicked, like, 2 of the times, that's so much risk for such a little reward. And so, because I know it doesn't make sense for the Guile player to flash kick there, as far as the reward you get for the risk, like, on paper it makes sense, because, yeah, plus 5, plus 6, it's Ryu's turn to press a button, it's Guile's turn to flash kick. I get that. But it's really, like, you can't, like, it's such a risk for such a small reward that you can only get away with it doing, like, once.
Yeah.
And so, because I know as the Ryu player or the one on offense, like, because it's such a bad gamble for them to flash kick, I'm just going to assume they're not going to. And if they do, it's still fine.
Because even in that situation, he's so plus after the drive rush to forward heavy punch. He has to delay throw, right? He can't just go right into throw because he'll be 2 plus.
Yeah. So I don't know this because I'm not a Ryu main, but I would assume in that situation, you're 2 plus to throw if it's plus 6. If it's plus 5, you can still throw. But I don't think he's in throw range.
I'm not.
Okay.
And so I think that's the thing with forward heavy punch in general with Ryu is, like, even though it's plus, Ryu still has to take a baby step to throw.
Okay.
And so drive rush into forward heavy punch, I assume, being, like, plus 5, plus 6, lets you walk up throw, and now it's a true, like, frame trap. You can't mash him out of that.
Okay.
And Ryu's got that T-Rex arm throw.
Yeah, so like, in my mind, it would be like, because as Ryu, I did my drive rush, forward heavy punch, and now I'm, like, plus 5, plus 6. Like, the best thing for my opponent to do is take the throw. I'm just going to go for the throw. And if he flash kicks me, so what? If he techs the throw, my opponent took a risk and got no reward. You know what I mean? I went for a throw, he teched the throw. It was a huge risk, he got no reward for it.
And then what about the, like, spacing reward? I get, like, if he had pressed a button, I get the OD flash kick. Now we're back into my territory of being full screen and implementing my game plan. That being the only other reward besides get off me and a little bit of damage.
Right, exactly. Yeah, because once you hit him with the flash kick there, your best bet is to go back to neutral, because the only way to get back in his face is to drive rush, but you just spent 2 bars, so you can't afford to drive rush now.
I see. Okay, yeah, that's true.
And so, yeah, you go back to neutral. Like, don't get me wrong, like, as the Guile player, if you just look at that one isolated situation, like, yes, I did the thing and I got a reward for it, but in the grand scheme of a set, it's like, you took a huge risk for a relatively small reward. If you're constantly taking big risks for small rewards over a long period of time, you're going to end up losing.
Yeah, okay. And then, like, at this... I promise we'll get back to it soon. At this state of the set, right? Being that I'm 2-0 and then trying to reset to have another, a whole nother set for reset grand finals. Is that the best time to take that risk? I have a game lead. I don't have the life lead, and then I'm trying to work on the steps we take to get to grand finals again.
Yeah, I would say that flash kicking there would only make sense if you were desperate, and right now in the state of things, you have no reason to be desperate.
Okay, fair enough. That's what you need to hear.
We're playing,
and so also, like, you shouldn't have flash kicked, and you shouldn't have baited the flash kick. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay. Hey, we're both wrong.
Yeah. Basically, I'm saying it nicely, but yes.
Yeah.
Good back throw. You'd be both kind of chilling and not taking too many risks.
Yeah, because our drive gauge is where it's at, and my health's where it's at.
I know. I can just
once you burnt yourself out, you really.
I knew I kind of cemented it, but it's like
because even if he messed up and like you got a hit, like you don't have enough drive meter, like you have no drive meter, you don't have enough super meter to do any damage.
Yeah.
So by burning yourself out, you kind of ended the round for yourself.
Yep.
That sucks.
Yep.
That's just an input error. Yep, rank to level 1. Yeah, so now your life lead is so massive. I disagree with that jump. I think that was
that was bad jump.
That was like a muscle memory thing. Like, oh, I like to jump here, so you just did it.
And same thing with my sonic boom. That was a terrible spot to put a sonic boom, and I should have known better.
Yep.
Still working on that.
Nice.
I expected him to sonic boom there.
And I was like, I'm not going to because that would be expected. Let me see if I can just open it with a button. Maybe he's going to approach me or something. So that was my
So if you just run really quick, right after doing that nice combo, like it was a round start, like you jump in, you get the full corner, like corner carry, then you immediately go for a drive impact. I really like that because you're forcing your opponent to be ready and do the right thing at the right time. And so same idea as before, where I was like, it's not worth it to bait the flash kick. Like, it's worth it there for you to take that risk because you're telling him like, hey, you better not be sleeping at the wheel or else I'm going to get a huge, like you took a very small risk and got a huge reward for it. And also you kind of put him on notice like, hey, now you have to think about this. It's adding to your mental stack.
Yeah. This is the option. This is on the menu.
Right. It's like just because they can react doesn't mean I should never do it. The analogy I use is like a sweep isn't bad because it's punishable. It's punishable because it's so good.
Okay. Fair enough.
So that's how drive impact works. It's like, it's not bad because they can react. It's reactable because it's so strong.
Yep.
That should have been a back throw.
Yeah, that was an input error.
Yep.
And then I'm like, well, now I'm being cheeky.
Drive impact.
So that was a drive
Great answer.
impact. So I think this is another thing that I practice too. I'm looking for moves that Ryan does with Guile and Ken that I can drive impact on.
Yep.
Smart. You idiot.
So if we rewind really quick, I disagree with that level 1.
Yeah.
I think a heavy uppercut would have more than killed.
Yeah.
And there's definitely times where like you have to spend it just to make sure, and I just don't think this is one of those times. I think like if you look at the health bar, the heavy DP would definitely
I do that a lot. Yeah.
Yep.
Ugh.
Bad DI.
So if we were on really quick, I think that the OD flash kick from Guile after the up level 1 is so expensive. You should only do it if it's going to kill.
Okay. Fair enough.
That's like my own personal thing, but like I believe it's true. Like, especially if you have like all 6 of your drive bars, then you can argue like I'm not really spending it because I'm going to get it right back. But if you have like anything less than all 6 bars, it's so much meter for such a small amount of extra damage.
Okay.
I would rather do the up level 1 and then use the extra frames to like set up a sonic blade into a boom.
Okay. Fair enough. Sometimes the idea of what's optimal is different, right? It's not always optimal damage, but optimal meter management and screen positioning and everything else.
Right, because like you spent 2 less bars by not going for the OD flash kick. The damage doesn't matter at that point because you didn't kill. And then by setting up the Sonic Blade into Sonic Boom, you're like, okay, if he blocks this, I just chip down his drive meter while I'm gaining drive meter. And if he parries it, then it's a 50-50, because if you think he's going to let go of the parry once he parries the 2-hit fireball, if you drive impact right away, he can't do anything about it. He's frozen. Yeah. And if best case scenario, he reads that you're going to drive impact and he just keeps holding the parry, and like it's still not that bad for you because yeah, he's +3, but like who cares? Like the risk was worth the reward.
Okay. Tough thing to balance in your brain. Yeah. Baiting throw bait, you know.
Ooh. I would say your drive meter was getting dangerously low. Nice corner switch, side switch combo.
There we go.
Nice. Kill. So there, could you have done like the heavy punch into heavy up? Does it kill anyways?
I think it does. No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't. So the heavy uppercut might have also not killed, but you still, in hindsight,
you wouldn't be burnt out right now.
Yeah. This is the greatest thing. This is the greatest thing. this is awesome. I'm sorry.
Oh, the tots right. So let's
just the table and the mic catches it.
So let's just back up really quick. I just want to, just before all that happened. So that combo, I was gonna say is.
Do you want to see the whole combo?
Yeah. So like you did heavy punch into level 3.
Yeah.
I don't know if it would have killed or not, but at the end, stand heavy punch into heavy DP into level 3 would have done a little bit more damage.
Yeah, okay.
And so one of two things would have happened. Either it would have killed, or it would have put him at such low health that a meaty fireball would kill.
Right. So, it's nerves.
Of course.
And I don't want to do anything to mess this up now.
Yeah.
So I just went right into it, you know what I mean? And whatever happens, I will deal with it later, but still, yes. No, I totally understand what you're saying. But that Tatsu was like, yes, okay? When I'm here, I'm like, holy fuck, I am badass for that. I'm sorry.
No, it was good. It was good. Stop it, all right?
Let him feel himself.
Yeah, no, I know.
Nice flash kick.
I also wasn't sure what the score was when I had reset it. When I was driving home I was asking Alicia, like, do you remember what the score was?
Nice. Good reaction. And
I had the time, yeah, too.
So there, you could have. Well, it's debatable, but I think you could have back thrown him. Would have probably been better than the little combo you got.
Okay, and that was a failed flash kick ender there also, because that was just his target combo.
Yep. But yeah, I think the back throw would have been better.
Okay.
Nice. Nice anti-air.
Yeah. Getting those feels amazing.
And that's what I was talking about before. You have to stop playing neutral for like 2 whole seconds just to be ready to flash kick. But you're in a great position right now.
I saw him jump in, so I was like, yep, do that.
But now your drive meter's so low. Yeah, I was about to say, if he had burnt out, it's checkmate.
So I was like, okay, let me do something here.
You know what I mean? It's Guile. Like, he's just going to throw booms, and if you jump, he's in the anti-air. Like, that's checkmate, unfortunately. And so now I see you being more patient at the beginning of rounds, because it was like before you were like getting hard reads at like 99 seconds, and now you're like, I can't just get lucky at the beginning of every round. I can't just take a risk every single time. So again, I don't agree with the OD flash kick, because now you're not in a great position. Where had you not flash kicked and set up the Sonic Blade into boom, you would have been sitting pretty.
So many little mind games. I was just proud of us as how we were both elevating each other, like climbing a ladder every round, getting better and better and showing each other different things.
Nice.
I'm playing patiently here because it's...
You have the life lead.
Yeah.
And you really need this round.
Yeah. I'm just kind of seeing him play and see what advantages I can get from it.
The difficult part now is that Ryan basically has his level 3.
Yeah.
And it seems like you're starting to corner yourself. Yeah, Ryan has the drive meter lead, which is huge. So even though the health looks about the same, like Ryan is winning because he has the drive meter lead and the super meter lead. And just before that side switch, he had the corner lead.
So here I'm kind of going to my first tactic, like when I sent him to losers a little bit.
Right, let me get a life lead and then force Kyle to come to me, not the other way around.
Right.
I got that slow ass boom, baby.
Oh, that was so lucky.
I know.
Oh, you put yourself in the corner.
Yep.
You got out. That works. You didn't react. Yep. No
Drop
combo.
it.
Yep.
That was supposed to be Shoryuken when he neutral jumped. But again, just kind of nerves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good reaction and you can't kill.
And as he was falling there, can I pause?
Yeah, can we rewind to that situation
So by the time I thought about doing level 1, when I could have done level 1, it was already too late for me to do it, which is why I didn't put it out, because I would have just wasted it.
Right.
So like the thought came too late.
Yeah, I think the other thing that's tough is in the moment, you're like, okay, it's a tense moment. It's the end of the round. Like, this could win me the tournament. You hit him with a drive impact, and then you do a drive rush combo. But now that we're watching it and we're not in the match, I can see, like, from the sidelines that you shouldn't have drive rushed in this combo. That by dry rushing and burning yourself out, you put yourself in a bad spot. But, like, after this drive impact, you could have either comboed in level 1 or actually combo into drive impact to steal even more of his bar and save your own. Because I think once you finish whatever hits you get after this drive impact, the next hit you get should be the end of the round. But because you burnt yourself out, now you need 2 hits.
And this also proves to me how lucky I got to even get the reset, because that should have been game. That should have been the end of it.
Right, so it's like this combo shouldn't have killed, but if he didn't spend his drive meter, now you're 1 touch from death. But because he burnt himself out, now you're pretty safe.
And doing it knowing, this was bad. I think you saw me shake my head, I shouldn't have done that.
Now it's pretty much checkmate. It doesn't even matter if you burn yourself out now because you're Guile. If both characters are burnt out, Guile's winning.
And I'm still trying to respect his wake up too, because I know he's quick with the level 1, so...
Yeah, I also think in hindsight, right after he burnt himself out, you should just pop your level 2, ASAP.
Really? Okay.
Because look how low his health was. Because you could just pop your level 2 and not throw any booms.
Okay, so...
Small little pop off.
Mindset here is that I know I'm doing better with the whole reevaluating of the matchup. And so I know I can still get it. I don't want to be in this position, but I expect it to be in this position.
The post reset?
Yeah, but also what actually got me further into amping myself, not only getting and revaluing the situation a little bit better. I know Ryan has fought 3 people, and he just got the reset. How much can Ryan really stay up to this now?
Yeah. How much do I have in the tank?
Yeah, how long can you play at this high level?
Yeah, so that's... So again... Not revaluing the match, but that's what actually got me further and a little more amped up.
Right, and also, even if it's not true, even if you're lying to yourself, as long as it works, if you can convince yourself, oh, he's tired, he's not going to keep this up, I got this in the bag, that mindset's going to, like you said, power yourself up. It's going to amp you up, whether it's true or not.
Go further than thinking negatively. Oh, man, he just reset, I'm done for, maybe I've shown him all that I can, things like that.
Yeah, no, I know that I can still do better even what I just did there. And so, again, how much can Ryan really put up with this? He wants to close this out. Is he going to make more mistakes now? Am I going to find more open windows here? So, at this point, I'm pumped. I'm ready to go.
Yeah, and that's the thing. When you're on winner's side and your opponent resets the bracket, like you basically swing one of two ways. Either you swing like the negative doom side, or you're like, oh, like I've seen what he has to offer now. Like I'm confident in my play. Like I have this. Like I'm gonna win this. Like you feel like you already won, and now you just have to like not put on a show, but now you just have to like do it. You have to I guess perform is the best word. You have to perform
That's
now.
true. Yeah, no,
it's like I got this, I can do this, I just gotta do it.
All right, so here's Grand Finals reset. Let's get into that.
I'm amped.
I'm scared.
Decent trade.
Yeah.
We take those.
Another thing I'm realizing I'm not doing at all is I'm never spending meter on the blade.
Oh,
You know,
like
and-
blade into EX boom.
Yeah, or like EX OD blade to boom to change the speed of that projectile because it starts off slow and then ramps up right at the end.
Ooh, good reaction. And that burns him out. Back throw? Nope. Okay. I think that was another situation where a back throw would have been the best solution. Yep. Yeah, the drive rush into the back light kick is so annoying from Guile.
Yeah, because it's normally 0 on block, but +4 with the drive rush. So
And it's in throw range. So you
yeah.
can just do it and then throw.
I like it.
Very nice.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
That's fun. Nice flash kick at the end.
Whoa.
That was spooky. You actually got lucky that you got hit by the blade and didn't get full comboed. Okay.
So that was supposed to be drive impact, but for some reason it drive rushed. I don't know why.
Yeah, so if you rerun really, really quick, I think the combo you do here...
Me?
Yeah, you.
Okay.
I think you should have ended it with level 3.
Oh, totally. And
I
I
think that
probably tried to, but just didn't get it out. And I'm like, okay, I'm scrambling. At least I still
Yeah.
have it. But
Yeah.
yeah, that definitely was the intention.
And the other thing, too, like, you should have definitely ended in level 3, and you didn't even necessarily need to drive rush there. You could have just done, like, a 2-hit combo into level 3, and then you would have a more bar. You'd still
true.
push him in the corner.
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes it's that like that mental buffer to go, okay, punish. Like I have the attack to drive rush down in my head, and like, okay, now
It gives
what?
you a second.
Okay, I have to do this. Like I'm looking all around the screen, you know.
I do the same thing with Luke. Like, someone does something, like, they'll whiff something, and I'm like, okay, stand heavy punch, drive rush, then I can think about what I
Yes,
want to
exactly. Yep, that's real. Yep.
do. I have nothing to say about
That's
that. That was a free win left on the table.
Yep.
Especially because you had level 3 and it was the last round for you. Yeah, you still won anyways. You're at a huge advantage, but yeah, like, the round was over and you just
Yep.
brain farted.
You can see the nerves in play, which
Yeah.
is why there's times where I'm like, let me go for something simple and not do all this stuff that I've been working on. And then when you have like, you know, the fish on your boat, taking the hook out, and you jump back in the water.
Yep. That's a good analogy.
So now aggressive. That was me being aggressive,
Yeah.
and that was stupid.
And I'm
I
trying
already-
not to be predictable also.
I already had showed him that card, so I shouldn't have done it, but I tried it anyways.
Yeah, I also think you burning yourself out in that drive rush combo wasn't worth doing.
Yep.
But now you're actually in a pretty good position because, like,
My
even
back's
though,
to the wall.
well, not only that, but like, yeah, now that you're burnt out, he's about to get out of burnout, so it didn't really matter.
Yep.
Like, it's obviously not good to be in burnout, but if you are gonna be in burnout, you want to be in burnout first because then you recover first. Good blocks.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just trying to put on pressure.
So if we pause really quick, I don't agree with that level 1 because you burnt yourself out and then did level 1. Now you have nothing to
No
defend yourself.
resources,
Yeah,
yeah.
you have no resources at all. And so if he gets the side switch one way or the other, the back throw or a jump over or something, it's checkmate. You can't get out. Guile is just, it's checkmate.
I hate when that trades also.
Yep.
Yeah, I hate it when mine trade too. It's annoying. It's frustrating.
Yeah, that's the checkmate situation. I was talking about.
You can see us look at each other like
once he got the side switch, it's like, yeah, you have to just like hold up forward and hope you perfectly jump to boom because you're dead.
That's why I went with what I did too, to kind of throw off the timing so it wasn't as obvious.
Yep. Ooh.
So that's a reaction to that move? Yeah.
Good back throw.
Yep.
That's fine. Good reaction. So I don't think you necessarily need to spend that level 1, but I was really happy to see that you didn't spend the level 3.
Oh yeah.
Because if you had won that round by spending your level 3,
no.
you put yourself in such a bad position because Ryan has his full level 3.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that was, yeah, definitely could have been much worse.
That's the Ricky in the back of the head. Like, no, don't spend this. No, don't do that. I see other people do it online, and I'm like,
they don't have a Ricky.
They don't have a Ricky. They don't know. No. Like, I think when we streamed, I was saying that too. They would do level 3 in round 1 or 2. I'm like, no. Like, no. And that's a boast of confidence for me while I'm playing. Also, like, now that I can read that situation.
So I think you're spending a little bit too much of your drive meter.
Yeah, okay.
Because you're almost burnt out, and if you look at the health, like you really didn't get anything for it.
It's tough because, like I said before, I'm trying to like show him different things just to see what he does, and you're taking a risk in everything that you do, and I'm just trying my hardest to not be predictable. Yeah. That's why, like you saw, I did the low but no overhead, so I'm really just kind of trying to see what he does too. And now that he's being aggressive, I'm trying to see, can I bait something? Maybe he's gonna ODDP.
It's constantly this.
Yeah, it really is.
It's like, can I make them nervous, and then can I react to them doing something because they're nervous?
Yeah. This felt like as if we were both walking up parallel ladders while holding hands, and each one of us is taking the lead and showing each other what we're trying to do. So it's tense, and he's my brother, and I love him, but I wanna do well also, obviously.
Good flash
but I shouldn't have spent that meter.
Agreed. Yep. And that happens to me sometimes too, especially with Guile, where I'm like, oh, I think they're going to drive rush here, so I'm going to react with the OD flash kick. And they jump and you OD flash kick anyways because like you have it on your brain.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, so I think if we rewind a little bit.
I should have spent level 3.
I didn't notice that. I'll look for that. But I was going to say, pretty much as soon as Kevin burns himself out and you're in a good position, I think you need to just pop your level 2.
Okay.
Like, just pop it in neutral and just have it on.
See, but then I'm hesitant because I'm feeling like this is like having an ace, all 3, and I know that if the match progresses, I know that I have this and I can kill, where I don't feel like switching to level 2 is helping me kill. And it's expensive for what I feel like Guile gets out of it. Yeah, I'm going to chip him out. Might be annoying. I have booms available without charging. But, yeah.
And he's scared that I can Tatsu. From that last
and I'm still looking at his meter here, and I'm like, if I overextend in the wrong sort of way, I'm going to eat a level 1 or this and that. So I'm just like, maybe I am playing a little bit too reserved or whatever, but I am trying to think of so many things at the same time.
Yeah, I think the difference is with the level 3, it's only good if you get a nice clean hit and like, button into dry rush and then, flash kick into level 3. It's like, that's good then. But level 2 is almost guaranteed, where it's like, I don't care if this hits or gets blocked. It's good for me either way. I can just do this.
But it's still like, if I'm weighing out the risk or the reward for what I'm spending my cash on, I find it to lose 2 bars expensive. We are tied here. So it'll get to a situation where anyone can win. And I'm just not going to like put a big dent in his health bar with level 2.
Yeah, but I think like, imagine you're in this situation and you're burnt out, but you're fighting Rashid and he just pops his level 2. You're like, shit, now I have to deal with this. Or you're fighting a Blanca and he pops his level 2. Like, shit, now I got to deal with this. Guile's level 2 is the same way. Yeah. It's like once you pop it, it's not your problem, it's their problem.
Can you Tatsu through Rashid's level 2?
I don't think so.
You don't think so? Because that's also on my brain.
Maybe I can.
Well, I'll be switching to Rashid this week and we can try it out.
That would seem too good to be true.
Yeah, right. But yeah, that's what we're trying to weigh out in our brains.
But yeah, I think, here, like as soon as you get a opening, so you should not have spent level 3 there.
Okay.
Because he had like 2.5 bars and you were not in, you didn't have CA yet. So you would have only dealt 1.5 bars. He still would have had a bar.
Okay.
I mean, granted, it could have let you get closer to getting your drive meter back. So perhaps, but I think either way is okay. Either spending it or not spending it. Because you have enough health where, like, if you had, like, less health, I would say, oh, you had to spend it because he's going to chip you out. But I feel like you have enough health here where you could reasonably survive the burnout and then any hit into level 3 and you win.
Which way?
Yep.
Oop. Good throw. Nice. Yes, like I said, it could have gone either way. Like, you could have argued that you should have spent the level 3 to get yourself out of burnout faster, or you could save it to close out like this. And in hindsight, like, before seeing the end of this round, I was saying you should have popped your level 2, and now I'm saying it even more because you didn't.
Because I died with 3 bars.
You died with 3 bars. You should have just popped it, and even if you didn't get to use it, at least you gave yourself an opportunity.
So again, looking for those moves that I can drive impact on. I didn't do drive impact again after the Tatsu because, you know, I want to save the meter, and plus he knows that. I know that he knows that I can do that.
Right, yeah, and if he reacts to it, it's like you go from a great position to a terrible position. So again, in hindsight, you should have done a crappier combo and not burn yourself out, or combo into level 1 to burn him out, because I think he had like half a bar left. Ooh, that sucks. I know what was up with that combo, though.
You don't like that combo?
No. Can we rewind? Like, why did it... Oh, it's because the down forward heavy kick pops him up in the air. It was a punish counter. So that's a situation I haven't seen very often because they usually don't press that button with Guile, like once they block like a super. So yeah, I think what you could or should have done is like stand heavy punch and then stand heavy punch into drive rush as your punish.
Okay.
Because the other thing too is you had a little bit more than 3 bars, so you could have, if you wanted to, either done a double drive rush combo, which looking at the health, it probably wouldn't have made sense. Or you could have done is like do a combo, 1 drive rush, and then mid combo just go right into a drive impact.
Okay.
But no, like combo into crouch medium punch and cancel that into drive impact, where it's like he could. Well, actually, no, he had nothing to react with it.
Yeah.
He had no drive meter. He had no super.
No.
That would have been checkmate.
That's something that I have not put in my game plan at all, honestly.
So that's something I do with Luke, because with Luke, if I combo into crouch heavy punch into drive impact, it's a 2-hit combo. So it won't wall spot them. It just takes a bar.
Okay.
But if I combo into like my crouch medium punch into drive impact, it's pretty quick, and so they have to be ready for it, or they have to be mashing drive impact during my combo. And so if they're not ready for it, like if they get wall splat, like in this situation, you get a full dizzy. But even if they don't get dizzy, the wall splat like resets the combo. You get a nice chunk after that.
Okay.
So yeah, I think stand heavy punch, drive rush, and then like crouch medium punch into drive impact, and then the round's over.
Okay. I'll have to work on that.
Oh, you got the side switch. Yep. So that's another thing I noticed that you do is like you do like a button into dry rush and then you combo into stand medium punch.
So that is just a like a day 1 bad habit.
Yep, that's what I was expecting.
Yep,
yeah,
that's a day 1 bad habit. And only this week, after we had played last time, have I been trying to do the combo that you had showed me. But even then, in that situation, forward medium kick into crouch medium punch to flash kick, or
So yeah, what you could have done is like stand heavy punch, dry rush, forward medium kick, and then stand medium punch, crouch medium punch, flash kick.
Okay.
But the other thing too with Guile, like some of his routes are so simple that it's like stand heavy punch, drive rush, and stand heavy punch works. But well, let me take that back. Stand heavy punch on punish counter goes into stand heavy punch.
Yep.
But so does crouch medium punch, and so does crouching light punch.
Can all go into heavy punch after the drive. Yeah.
On punish counter. So like if you block a DP or something and like the spacing's awkward, you're like, I don't know if I have time to press a heavy button now. You can just crouch jab, stand heavy punch, drive rush.
Mm-hmm. Which again is the same thing, not something that I've put into my toolkit recently, so I don't have like that muscle memory yet at all. And that is something I know I need to work on. So write that down. You out there watching, if you're still with us, okay? We're trying to get drive impacts mid-combo, and we're trying to cancel our lights into heavier buttons to, really optimize our damage.
Good drive impact. And I like this because you get the combo, right? And then you immediately drive impact again.
Yeah, that's
you're telling him, like, you have to react to this. Like, I'm not going to let you sit there and hold down back. And then you try to do it back to him, but he's ready. It's like, okay, I got
this. And I'm frustrated. I'm in the corner. I'm losing. Like, what tools do I have that aren't...
Right, I'm sure you're hoping that this splats him so I can back throw him, and then...
So again, after this, I'm feeling really good. I just dominated that, and I'm ready. I'm like, let's go. I love you so much, and I hate seeing the horrible thing about us playing together is that when I beat you, I feel good, but then I look at that face and then I go,
you feel guilty?
Yeah, I feel guilty. I hate seeing him in that loser face. So in my
loser face,
that's a new gamer tag.
So just in my parents' house, okay, there's a picture of Ryan as a little boy.
Okay.
And the story is that he's at a parade or something, and there's a toy that he got, but then he saw something else that he wanted, and my parents were like, no, you already have this, and he sulks, okay?
Yep.
And so there's a picture of him in our living room of him sulking. And so
it's an adorable photo. I'm like 4 years old.
Yeah. But I just see that face. He's just so disappointed. I don't want him being disappointed in himself. But,
someone has to win and someone has to lose.
The nature of the game.
Exactly. And if someone has to lose, it better not be you, right?
Right. So, of course, I know Ryan is also going to go to the menus. He does this a lot. He has to do this to recollect himself. And
cool you off. It's
not
just me. It's for you
trust
too.
Me, I'm getting there.
Yeah.
I know he's doing it too to kind of cool me down because I'm fucking ready to go. Like
piping hot.
Yeah, I'm striking hot. So so that's pretty much what I gotta say for that. So.
See that? I got it.
You did it.
Yeah, I gotta do this. Maybe change the color, change the flow.
So now I know he's pretty much like he's pooping himself.
Not pooping myself because I still have confidence enough that I can do this, but I know that like I just need a minute. I need to think about what had just happened. What can I do? Like you said, just to collect my thoughts. So like this isn't the oh my god, please save me character select screen. This is more like okay,
I know.
Let me stop and focus.
Drop it down a gear
Yeah.
So at any time, did you consider switching back to Ken?
No. Ken is not for me any longer. Ken was a selfish choice only because I saw him. Everyone was talking about Ken. Ken was top tier, top 3, all this talk. He had one Evo, and then I'm looking at top 8 or the list of players, and I'm not seeing a single Guile.
Right.
So I'm thinking to myself, I need to make a switch. Let me play a top tier.
Right, and switch early so that you can get the payoff from it.
Exactly. Guile, I gravitated towards Guile. Remind me to switch this. This is going to be a story. Not too long. I gravitated towards Guile initially because he looked cool, and you had made him seem and feel so strong when I played against you that I was like, I need to pick this character. I feel like that's almost a no-brainer. And I also assumed that you were going to pick him too.
I thought so too.
Yeah, but the allegiance is to the top tier, right? So, and I just figured since you know this, if we ever did like link up again, you could help me or whatever. I really felt it for Guile, you know?
Yep.
And this is more my play style, defensively offensive. I used to play a lot of big bodies and grappler types, and I'm not the fifth gear Lamborghini line of coke going 100 miles an hour like Ken is. So I found that I put myself in really stupid situations just trying to keep the pressure on. And I even gave Kevin that note when he was thinking about Ken. I'm like, I don't think you should play Ken. I don't think this is for you. You should be playing Guile. That's more who you are, rooted as a fighter. So
yeah, and so like between Ryu and Ken, I would argue Ryu is closer to Guile than Ken is.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Because we both have that similar. I could even be a Ryu main. Like,
yeah, probably more so than Ken. Yeah,
close to it. Yeah, probably more so than Ken too. But only made it because of I was tier whoring at the time. But I do really love playing Guile right now for his strategy, and I'm having a better time with the inputs because he's a charged character rather than the inputs of a Shoto. I don't know what it is, but this game makes me at times feel like I'm trash with my inputs because I try and go for things that I know I would have gotten in 5 or but I don't know. I'm not getting the cross cuts a lot. I'm getting accidental level 2s when trying to Dragon Lash. So I feel that his kit is simpler, and that's how I learned the game.
Right. So you're making less mistakes.
Yeah.
I feel like this game though is the inputs on this game is very difficult. The inputs in this game is actually one of my least favorite things about this game.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'd like to see you play a little bit of 5 and see the difference. Like play a little bit of Ryu.
Well, I
from
did.
5. Well, you did then, but with no context of how this game plays.
Right,
if you were to play him now, and you could be like, "Oh wow!" Like when I play 5 right now, I feel like this is. I feel connected to the game more so because of how the controls feel than with this game. This game is things are a little lopsided and weird with the inputs, and that's like not a cop out. Like I have okay execution.
Yeah, we played 5 for like maybe 2 months before this came out.
I think you might have.
Yeah. Well, no, I know.
Yeah. And I wanted to change the scenery. Maybe he's getting too comfortable. I don't know. You're looking at anything.
Good interrupt. So right there is interesting because when you go for the overhead with Guile, so normally it's -3. After the drive rush, it's +1.
Mm-hmm.
So in that situation, like you're +1 and you're out of throw range, you pretty much have to press a 4-frame immediately.
Okay.
But what ended up happening was it looked like you either didn't do something or like you delayed an input. And so his jab counter hit you, when in hindsight, it's like you should have been jabbing first.
Okay.
Ooh, that sucks.
I hate that.
And so I didn't do the drive impact there because I kind of figured that he would have gotten it by now.
Yep. And also, if you rerun really quickly, once you drive impact him, I was really hoping you would go for a back throw. Right here. So one of two things. Either back throw or like immediately level 1, because when you started the combo, he was closer to a half bar. I think he was at like 0.6 bars. And a level 1 does half a bar.
Okay.
So like by doing like an immediate level 1, so yeah, you put him at 0.1 bars, but then you just like throw a sonic boom. Now he's burnt out.
Mm-hmm. So, and that's honestly not something I'm looking at in this moment. Clearly, I'm looking at the difference in our life bars, and I'm not thinking, which is why I didn't back throw him. I wanted to get the damage, but I wasn't considering putting him in burnout to play better here.
Yeah, I think the screen position and the drive meter is much more important than the damage. I think damage only matters in this game if it's going to kill.
Okay.
Good flash kick. Good jab.
Yeah, great interruption.
But now you're burnt out against Guile.
And I noticed he wasn't anti-airing me too much too. So there's a couple of times where I'm like, well, let me check him again. Let me see.
Drive impact. Yep. Oh, I was too close in the corner.
I'm just trying to survive.
Yeah, just survive the burnout. Exactly, because now any hit's going to kill. Like, any hit will kill, a punish counter throw will kill. Okay, he took it. Yeah, but trying to survive your burnout really is the only thing you can do. Good flash kick. Yeah, you didn't have to charge.
Yeah. I should have just done medium kick.
I thought that was going to dissipate.
Yeah.
Yeah, when he does the Sonic Blade, it depends on which version of it he does. Like, the light goes away really fast. The heavy, like, lasts forever.
Yeah, and slightly moves forward.
So they all slightly move forward. It only seems like more with the heavy because it lasts so long. It has time to move forward.
Okay.
So here, if you saw that, so I haven't been doing it enough. I'm presenting Ryan a new challenge, and now I'm starting to implement the overhead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll go back then.
Yep.
Had to.
Well, you felt like you had to. Yep. So and that round was fine too, because like now you each took a round and you both have your level 3 essentially.
Mm.
The only big difference here is that Kevin's on tournament point. I liked how you went back for the shimmy. Like, it didn't work, but it was a good idea.
And in the beginning I was doing that too because I know he wants to get that throw also.
Yeah. So so the match that I sent Ryan to losers, I presented that to him. I kept grabbing, and then eventually started teching the grab. So I knew he was going to tech the grab. So then I would shimmy back and punish him. So
yeah, which you got a couple of times.
Yeah. So now I tried it again here. And I tried it a couple of other times, but like I was really trying for it hard here. I was really fishing for it, and it just didn't work. But we got the traded heavy punch, which is kind of funny how we're just like thinking exact.
Yeah. It's like you going for the shimmy, and he knows you're going for the shimmy. And that's a normal. I don't see you use enough with Guile as the stand heavy kick.
So I kind of might not know when to use it. And I was watching NuckleDo play this week, and I saw when he was using it. So I'll have to get better at that. But I could get just as much reward from that as any, if not better from that button than some of the other ones that I use. So
yeah, and the reason why it's better is you can super cancel that button. So like if you're good at confirming the hit versus on block, it's like if you just kind of press it in neutral, and every time you press it, you start holding back. Like if you confirm the hit, you can just confirm it to level 1 or confirm it to level 3.
And keep it simple.
Yeah,
because I have been working on that. And I notice I don't use it, and I'll fish with the upside down kick to get that punish. And hopefully, maybe get my level 1 off or whatever. But yeah, I do have to use that more.
Yeah, and also importantly, with like the upside down kick, it's good on block because it deals chip damage or on the drive gauge, but it's very slow startup. So the stand heavy kick is almost like a poor man's upside down kick, where it's like it doesn't go as far, but it's faster. Okay. So if you're in range for a stand heavy kick, at that point, you're like, I don't care if you block it. I'm just trying to hurt your drive meter.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
So not great in burnout.
Ooh. But you didn't get hit by that fireball,
yeah.
And then because you spent the OD Sonic Boom, now you're almost burnt out. Yep. Yeah, so if you burn yourself out and he gets out of burnout, I think that's checkmate. Good flash kick. Ooh, good anti-air.
Yeah, I wanted it. In my mind, like, I'm throwing those booms intentional as hell because I want him to jump. I want him to be desperate. And yeah, I was charging that, so hitting that felt really good. I'm flexing in my brain right there.
But now you get so the only thing bad about that is you gave him CA. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So now you're gonna have like pretty even drive meter.
Yep.
And so after this, I'm going to take a huge risk. I know exactly what I'm doing, but I have to do it. I just want this to be over.
Yep.
And then I pop off.
And then look at me. I want you to enjoy your pop off.
So you thought there was another game?
It was warning. So I did. I thought, and enjoy this also. Because look, this is what it's all about. It's my brother. Love him so much. So proud of him.
Shout out to Moon.
Shout outs to Moon for always putting up a good fight. What I want to say is I think it's actually okay that I thought I had one more game. Because I played that with a sense of calmness rather than I need to win this or else. And I probably would have made poor decisions trying to rush and to get that. So I didn't have that weight on myself, like, you need to win this, you need to win this, you know? So I don't realize, I'm like, oh, he's popping off. Like, yeah, that was a good round, but I wonder why. Oh, I actually lost it, you know? But I will say this, you were playing so good all night, and I know every time that you're in tournament, there's a chance that, you know, we're going to fight. One of us is going to lose or get eliminated. And seeing you play in casuals and how you were playing all night, I was like, this is Kevin's to lose, basically. Like, of course I want to win this because it would be great to win 2 weeks in a row, and that would make me feel really good. But I honestly felt almost just as good having you win, and also knowing that when you sent me to losers 2-0, that felt terrible because it felt like I never got a chance to play or to get one up on him.
Yep.
Losing this wasn't great, but I know that I played as good as I could, and I did everything I could, and I had a much tougher lead up to Grand Finals because I was in losers bracket. I had so many back-to-backs, losers finals, now Grand Finals, so 3 first-to-3 sets back-to-back plus the other first-to-2s. You know, I knew I had it. I was, you know, trying to climb a mountain.
And again, I took that as an advantage.
Yep.
I took that as an advantage. I didn't know how long he could really, you know, how long can Ryan play this well? Or when is Ryan going to start to crack and crumble? You know what I mean? And then so like that last move, I was like, I'm going to overwhelm him. I'm going to throw a slow fireball. I'm going to drive rush in. He should know that I'm probably going to do heavy punch and into drive impact. But instead he presented EX, Sonic Boom, and then drive impact.
Yep.
So no matter what, drive impact was going to come no matter what.
Win, lose, or...
Yeah, and the other thing too is like, you had the room to take that risk because, like, let's say you did it and he answered perfectly and he won that round because of it. There's still a whole nother game. So it's like, if you get this gamble right, you win the whole tournament. And if you get it wrong, you have another game to try.
Right. So I felt like whatever I did there, yes, it was risky, but I was like, this is the best option I have. I have to do it. I don't want to go through another round.
Right.
I don't.
Yeah, right. So you did what I like doing often is I'm going to put my opponent in a terrible position where they have to do the exact right thing at the exact right time. And if they do that, good on them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's their problem, not yours.
Right.
Yep. These are all more Ricky-isms that sit in our brain and come out like it's scripted lately because doing these podcasts with you and being able to play this game with you and getting closer to you, to have a candid moment has really been awesome. You know, we were more or less acquaintances before a lot of this, and I was really excited when you wanted to do the podcast, and I feel like doing this podcast with you weekly has like forced us to become closer friends, and I feel like I know you in a way that a lot of other people at Button Club might not. Right. You know, so and it's been great to see and to get close with you, and obviously always so close to my number one.
Love you too.
Don't tell his wife.
So, it's actually funny that you bring up my wife. So I just want to give a shout out to my wife, who is
the wives. Period. We all of us are married here, and they all are supportive.
Huge support of the wife. You know, she hates it to see me mad, and you know sometimes she just has the wife knowledge or the wife wisdom where she goes, it's just a game. It's just a game. Stop getting mad at a game. So when I left Button Club, I didn't tell my wife that I won yet. I got home and she saw my face and she goes, "You won today, didn't you?" I said, "I did." She goes, "I knew I smelled victory on you when you left."
Ah, nice.
So
nice.
it was kind of cool. So
especially when you show up with your coffee. I know he's caffeinated. He don't drink a lot of coffee, so I know when he has his coffee, he's raring to go. Where I, on the opposite, drink a lot of coffee, trying to cut down.
Yeah.
So towards the end of the day, it doesn't really help me. It just makes me anxious or sludges me out.
Which actually, so I also with this competition, I was actually not expecting to do so well because I only slept 5 hours the night before. Okay, so I know I'm tired. Okay, having coffee at the game does me well. Okay, at first, but then I crash. I crash hard and fast. And especially if there's a lot of time between me going and fighting again.
Yeah.
So I honestly did not expect to do so well, but
that's sometimes when it works out for you, though. You didn't put any mental pressure on yourself to be like,
I didn't, and I said to myself, like, you know what, it is what it is. But then, of course, I'm playing casuals. I'm warming up. I'm playing Toast and Jared, so you know I don't think too hard on it and such. But I'm also telling myself, okay, Kevin, like when you're playing these guys, you know they're a different skill level. We're not going to do the things that we're doing right now to people like Moon and Ryan. So I'm trying to make mental notes that don't do these bad habits. It's fine, you can do these things and test them here, but don't test these things with these guys here.
So before we call it a night, do you have anything else you want to say?
No.
Okay. So before we call it a night, we all know James from the compound.
Yep.
A good friend of mine or ours, and a big time Button Club supporter.
Yep.
When he found out we were doing the Button Club and I was on there for the first episode, you know, for me being there, he gifted us a PlayStation 5 Pro. I'm sorry, PlayStation 4 Pro, just to kind of help out. And that made me, you know, I felt the feels in that moment because he is so generous and so giving. So this episode is also perfect because he's so proud of me and you for doing as well as we have been, that he grabbed these, he made these 3D printed Guile, like pop style figures, and Ryu doing his shiza.
Yeah, I love it.
Those look so cool.
They are super cool. So he wanted,
I don't want to break them.
and he gave me an extra Guile, and so I wanted to give you the other Guile.
Thank you. Thank you
you know, I feel like you deserve that. My co-host, a friend of mine, and a big helper and supporter of what we're all trying to do here. So
very cool.
Those are for you guys.
Thank you, James.
Yeah,
Thank you,
big
James.
shout outs to James. So, with all that being said, that's going to wrap it up for this episode of the Safe Sets podcast, going over this past week's grand finals, my brother's very first victory at Button Club. Huge moment.
Can I just say one more thing?
Of course,
I just want to thank everybody at Button Club for always showing up, supporting this. I want to thank you for always pushing me. I want to thank you because if it weren't for you, I don't feel like I would be at first place, because I feel like you taught me almost everything I needed to know with this game and the peripheral. I want to thank you for going over with us. You know, if whatever you teach him, he teaches me too, and you teach me as well. So I want to thank both of you for this opportunity, and I want to thank you for just being who you are.
Thank you.
See, it's all about love at Button Club. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a like. Comment down below what you thought of the games and the wisdom that Ricky bestows upon all of us. Subscribe for more content. Hit the bell notification so you're notified every time that we put out a new video, which is quite often. We have lots of other Safe Says podcast episodes for you to watch, other tournaments, unboxings and reviews, and a plethora of other videos. So please go ahead and enjoy those. I've been Shadow Fury, Ricky Icebeam, Karate Kevin. Guys, keep pressing them buttons and
Stay safe.
have a good night.